Hello, hello, Reiki Studio, and welcome. I'll give you a few minutes just to relax and join us. I'm telling you, we're already into February and we're at our sacral center. I picked some extra little jive and music just to waken you up, Lindsay Sterling. So just to wake you up and get you moving because that sacral area likes that. So thank you so very much. My name is Kathy Milanowski, and I'm your host and moderator for our time together today and throughout the time of the chakras in the Reiki Studio. I created Reiki Studio to help embrace and empower you in your life goals and your life journey and your light to refuel no matter whatever steps you're taking. It doesn't matter if you're a Reiki practitioner or not, but you do understand your life energy. And here we are together. And one of the greatest things is that we started off is the chakras. The chakras is a beautiful, elegant energy systems in our body. They're like generators, and we're honoring the 7 major ones. Of course, we all of our light, and every pore there's every chakra, every organ there's a chakra. But we're going to go over our major ones, and that's what we're celebrating in January, which you can see the repost or replays of the Root Center. And so we're going into them usually the first of the month, the second, I'm going to say the second Friday of the month at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We always go over the beginning of the chakras to give you the introduction, to give you some tools and techniques to work with this chakra, this energy center, to understand it a little bit more so you could develop with it. And so we went through the root, and then the fourth Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we go a little deeper into the knowledge of that chakra. So we celebrate it twice a month, and I hope you can visit us. Also, on the description, I just started out that it's a little joke too that I love coffee, all types of coffee. So there is a little donation button. It says buy me a cup of coffee. If you like our program, try it out. Buy a cup of coffee. Give us a whole round or something, So I thank you so much for coming and joining us today. And so we're going to have 3 presenters. Tanis Cohan, she's going to talk about what the sacral area is and the descriptions and things like that. She's also going to probably go into overactive, what is it we call overactive and underactive chakra. What does it feel like when it's balanced? Rhonda Hart is another presenter, and she is going to be going over the essentials, like the little extras, like how can we put food in our diets to help us balance? What rocks or crystals, or I'm not sure what she all has to store for us, but it's going to be fun. And then we got beautiful Dana Bartlett, and she's going to work with us and using techniques. And I do believe she's going to use our voice. She loves the voice. So she's going to help us with that. So this is going to be a really fun event. If you have any questions, I will go on to the and try to get the comments. If you have any comments, please put them out there. I'll try to read them when I get to them. And any questions, let us know. Write up a hand now. So then while the feed's going down, I could catch it and give it to the panelists at the end of the time. All right. So thank you again for joining us. And I am going to lead this off to the panelists. Tanis is going to be our first panelist to talk about. Thank you, Tanis.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So pleased to be here. And so the sacral chakra, it is located on the body just a little below the navel, and it is our creative and passion center. And so what we're going to talk a little bit about is what that means to us. So it's all about the emotions and your sensitivities in terms of using your senses. So when you talk about sensuality, it's not just the sexual aspect of, but it's also the senses. So really being in touch with your body and feeling things in the present moment. So it's really an interesting chakra for that mindfulness meditation stuff that we do, right? So really feeling into, even just taking your hand and actually paying attention to what it feels like to rub your skin. What does that feel like with this hand when you're actually touching, and what does it feel like when you rub your skin? Like, that is sensuality right there. So when you deal with the senses, that is also sensuality, not just the sexual aspect, although the sacral does also have a lot to do with our sexual energies. So when we look at that part, we'll look at the imbalances and stuff in a moment. The other thing that it has a lot to do with, though, is your creativity. So we have to really sort of delve into our senses in order to really bring forward that creative aspect of self. So when we have a nicely balanced chakra, sacral chakra, it means that it's very easy for us to connect with that creative center, to be able to do, the art and craft stuff, or to be able to do creative thinking. So if you're really struggling with a problem, using some of these techniques that we're going to talk about today will help you to creatively think about a solution. So those are the kinds of things that the sacral chakra helps us with. So when we're looking at, it also has to do with the basically your relationships, right? Because when you're looking at emotion, which is a main one, it has to do with how we relate to each other. And that can be a wide, definitely a wide area when you're talking about relating to each other. It's also about sort of connecting that inner and outer world, right? So it has to do with our imagination and how we think about things, how we experience like some fantasies and imagination. So some of the things that it's connected to would be all of your sexual, so physically would be your like sexual organs. It's also connected to things like your spleen and your kidneys and your bladder, all of that stuff, because it's just below the navel, right? So some of the key imbalance things would be things in terms of physical, would be things like if you had a lot of PMS, right? Premenstrual syndrome, that could be related to an imbalance in your sacral chakra. Things like anemia or hypoglycemia can also be related to that. If you've got a lot of lower back pain, you may have an imbalance in your sacral chakra. Or joint problems. Those are all related to that. Low energy can be related. So those are the physical things. There's more because it's all in that area, right? So when you're talking about a chakra, it's related to the organs and stuff that are around the area that those are in. So the other thing, if we look at the non-physical stuff, if you've got an imbalance or probably closer to a blocked chakra, you might have more like depression, a lack of being connected, fear, detachment, codependency, all of those things. So the codependency goes back to those relating, right? How do we relate to each other? If you're in a codependent relationship, that might be something that you want to work on, is work with your sacral chakra. And then other things, if it's really too open for you, you might have things like really emotional, very easily to frustrate, or over anxiety and fear comes in when you're talking about that. Also, you could be, very teary if you're having an issue with your sacral. So really, it's all about that extremes of emotion when you're talking about the sacral. The other thing, we haven't talked about it too much yet, but there's also the sexual organs that it's related to, and sexual dysfunction would be one of those as well. So when you're looking at the sexual dysfunction stuff, looking at the sacral chakra and working with that sacral chakra can really help to alleviate some of those things. Okay. Also, because it's the sexual organs and we've got endocrine glands and all of that in there, if we work with our sacral chakra, we're also going to help things like menopause. Yeah. So working with the sacral chakra, you can work through some of those issues that you may have some of those symptoms that you have with menopause and PMS as well. So those are kind of the basics of that. It's also about, so the element for it is actually water. So the other thing is the being in the flow. Water element is all about flow. Interesting that it's connected to, you know, the sexual organs as well, and female flow, monthly flow and all. So when we talk about flow, being able to let go of things and just be in the moment, that's where that comes in, right? So when you can be in the moment and be in the flow of the moment, that's about a really healthy sacral chakra. And when you're not stuck in, you know, be forward thinking or backward thinking, that kind of thing. So that gives you a little bit of an overview. Things like guilt can be an issue in your sacral chakra. Some of the, yeah, I mean, orange is the color, right? We're going to talk about that a bit. That's why I put my orange shirt on today. And so that, I think that kind of gives you the overview. We all did that, I see. So I think that gives you a little bit of an overview. I think our other panelists are going to go into really how to support those things and help you work through some of those imbalances that might be in your sacral chakra. So thank you all.
Thank you, Tanis. That was awesome. I really like that. And I actually typed in the chat for her. I'm not even sure. She said menopause. That's a huge thing. A lot of women, a lot of, you know, I think the average light worker that is person is typically a woman that is in their 40s and 50s, you know. I mean, we're all over the place, but it's a big thing. So I'm really interested if we could talk about the menopause thing and how to awaken that, you know, and get it cleared, get it balanced and stuff. So Rhonda is helping us with those essentials to help us balance ourselves and work with our sacral center. So Rhonda, thank you so very much. And let's ask you to unmute there again.
Thank you. I'm Rhonda. I am a Reiki master and paranormal investigator. So having my chakras balanced and cleared is very essential for me because I'm also an empath, so I deal with energy a lot, and so it's super essential that I make sure that my chakras are balanced. Reiki is an immense help with that, but there's a lot of other ways that you can also help keep that balance and centered. The sacral chakra is very important for your imagination and creativity, a sense of belonging, and as Tana said, the sexual energy. So crystals are a great way to help with that. And there's several different options with the sacral chakra, which is great because they're beautiful colors. So like carnelian comes in a large variety of different colors and shapes, and it's one of my absolute favorites, very healing. You have goldstone, and it's funny that I have a heart-shaped one, but it's really nice. You could have, I have a honey quartz, but you could use like citrine, orange aventurine, a snakeskin agate, honey calcite. Tiger's eye is a really nice one for the sacral. But what's nice is you can also use smoky quartz, and it's another one that comes in a great variety of colors and depth and shapes and sizes. And having, I like wearing bracelets, so I like to have a variety of different ones. I actually have a chakra bracelet, but you could even, I have moonstone is another one, and it's another one that comes in, I know it's hard to see, but it comes in a variety of different colors, and some of them have a great flash on them, but it's another really good stone to help keep the sacral chakra balanced. The tangerine quartz or sunstone is a really good one. Tangerine quartz, sunstone. I don't have a sunstone, but it looks like it's a beautiful, beautiful orange. It would be a nice way to balance your sacral chakra. And then another important thing is food. So there's a variety of food, and since it is the orange chakra, it sticks with that theme, and you could have like apricots that could help balance that, cantaloupe, mango, nectarines, oranges, papaya, peaches, permissions, tangerines, butternut squash, which is one of my favorites, carrots, another favorite, pumpkin, and pumpkin is super healthy for you too. Sweet potatoes, which is a great alternative to regular potatoes, and with the orange color, it definitely helps the sacral chakra, but it's actually healthier for you than regular potatoes. You could have orange peppers, which is great because the color just really brightens anything that you cook it with, or even on a salad. You actually have orange tomatoes, and believe it or not, there's a watermelon that you can get that has an orange color to it. So those are all great foods that can help you. Let me see if I missed. Okay, so essential oils that can help you with the sacral chakra would be clary sage, lemongrass, patchouli, and ylang ylang. And what's interesting about patchouli is people either love it or hate it. So it's neat that that is an oil that is for the sacral chakra, but it's just interesting that it's just one of those things, you either like it or you don't. There doesn't seem to be like an in-between with that particular one. One thing that I've loved that I'm learning about with doing the panel and in looking more into like specific chakra or chakras is that I'm learning that each chakra has different teas that you can use. So last time we went over what was good for the root chakra. So I learned that calendula and hibiscus is a great way to help balance and cleanse your sacral chakra. So I'm loving this because I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm actually a tea drinker. So I find it fascinating that I can use different teas to help with different chakras. So I'm absolutely loving that. And there are plants. There's things that you can use for to make edible dyes, municipal and tea plants. So this all falls under the sacral chakra. It's bee balm, calamine, ginkgo, which I was surprised to hear about that. They call it horsetail. I'm not exactly sure what that. I'm going to assume that that's a plant. Leek, tiger lily, wormwood, a blue pea vine, a lemon balm, lavender, and calendula, like I said with the tea, and licorice, marigold, oregano, periwinkle. And so I was just really interested in learning all these different techniques and different things and a variety of ways that you can use them and help balance and keep open the sacral chakra. You don't never want it blocked, but you don't want it too open either. Everything has to be balanced for it to work harmoniously. So I would like to thank Kathy for having me on, and I'm definitely interested in hearing what Dana has to say and love what Tana said. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate it. One of my favorite ones is a orange, and it's called orange sherbet tea, and it's orange, peel, raspberry leaf, and vanilla. And it just really relaxes me and gets me. I love the sacral chakra energy. Dancing is one great way to get it moving and doing your creating, because it's the creation center. So we're creating, and for us to be open, we have to have movement. And so dancing is a great way to open. It's one of my favorite ways to open my sacral and cast out my day is I dance. That's my prayer. And I work with my sacral chakra because it needs work, and I love my connection toward it. It's really nice. It's kind of neat because when I connect to the sacral chakra, I really feel like an earthy but a sweet zip in my area. You know what I mean? And I don't know if everybody else perceives that, but I do. And it feels, and I can see how it's just, I can see why oranges and sweet fruit and citrus are a lot in the center of that, because it's just the sweet zest kind of that it has. And it likes to be zesty, likes to be passionate.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? That's where your heart is, your passion, and it helps generate that energy to bring out everything else. So I really enjoyed it. So next we're going to have Miss Dana, and she is going to talk about different techniques, and we're going to do a technique with her. So we're going to let her have the floor. Dana, please let me know about the music, and if it overpowers your words, I might have to turn it off, okay? Just so you know. Just give her the, there you go. Oops. Dana, we lost you.
It is our feminine side. You know, we came from the root chakra last month to the sacral chakra this month. The root is more masculine, grounded, you know, on that. Now we're up into the feminine, which is pleasures. And you think feminine, men think, oh, I don't have no feminine side. But, you know, you need to get in touch with your feminine side. It doesn't make you not be a man. It makes you a good man. It makes you a man people are happy to be around. You know, it's okay to be nice to people. It's okay to be sweet. It's okay to be charming. Be what we call a Southern gentleman, you know. So anyway, the chakra that we're talking about, the sacral chakra, has 6 petals on the lotus. The sounds for that chakra are the bum, bum, mum, yum, rum, and lum. That's the 6 petals. Now, inside the petals, we'll find a crescent moon. And the moon, as we know, controls the flow of the tides on the earth. Well, we are all connected to this earth. We are the earth. People just don't realize it. But when we talk about the water, water controls when the flood tide comes in, when the tide goes out, when a lot of people, women menstruate with the flow. I mean, you know, the moon, it's all connected. So these things are important for us to know and to understand. And the sound of the crescent moon is bum, B-A-M, bum. And we're going to use that. So there's several ways that these sounds connect with us in our body. And when we're talking about the sounds, we want to do breathing techniques a lot of times. And when you do that, what you want to do, because we're working in the feminine, the sacral chakra, it is connected with like our taste. You know, we enjoy the taste of things. It's part of your sacral chakra. So when you clear this, what you're wanting to do is get rid of the masculine side, the yang side. Women, the female side of your body is the yin. The male is the yang. So you want to clear that yang out, because that's the part that's go, 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 rush, 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 think, think, think. And sometimes we just need to break it down and just be in touch with ourselves, what we enjoy, what we love, the pleasures in life. And that's what the sacral chakra is about, discovering who you are, what you are, and what you love in life. And that's what we're going to work on today. So what I want to introduce you to, and I'm not going to do it with you, but I'm going to explain it to you, is the Ida Nadi breathing technique. And what this does, it works on the left side of your body. And when you do this technique, it's bringing you it's taking all that hurry, life's in a hurry, gotta go, gotta do this, gotta get that. It's slowing that part of your brain down so that you can enjoy the relaxing side of your life. Take a mental break. So what you want to do is take 2 fingers like this, and you'll want to cover the right side of your nose and just breathe. Okay, and when we do this, what we're doing, and also what you have to do when you do this is your abdominal breathing, you know, way down here in your belly. And the reason we do abdominal breathing, I don't know how much you know about abdominal breathing, but a large majority of that is when you breathe your breath way down here in your belly, you're opening up a spot right here in the middle where your heart sits. And it, like, when you breathe the breath down here instead of right here, because you're constricting your chest, you're constricting your heart. So when you breathe down in your belly, you're making room for your heart. And it's like opening your heart up and just letting your blood flow through it. Your blood is just saying, wow, I can run, I'm free. And that's what we're doing in the sacral chakra. We're opening ourselves up so that we can get that free flowing. And then when you breathe out again, you're like constricting your heart back together, and it's pushing. It's like giving it a little extra push. So when we do meditations, we're working on opening those airflows. And when we do these things today, I want you to do your deep abdominal breathing. So you would put your finger on your nose and just think of orange in your belly, a bright orange light. I like to, when I do it, think about the beach when I'm doing my sacral chakra, because I love the beach. But if you love the waterfall or the lake or the river or your hot tub, just something water, because it's a water controlled chakra. So think about being at the beach with the warm sun glistening on you. You got on an orange bathing suit, all tan, looking sexy. Just feel that heat coming in. Bring it down, right down to your dantian, which is your sacral chakra, about 2 fingers below your belly. And you're just going to sit there and just at your normal pace, take slow, deep breaths right into your belly. And breathe out the left side too. You're completely blocking off the flow on the right side. And this will work with the feminine, helping you get in touch with the feminine side in your body. It brings the pleasure side awake. So the second thing that I want to do for y'all today, and we're going to do this one together. When you do that first one, you want to sit. When you're doing the ED breathing, you want to sit straight up, as straight as you can get. And this is one of the reasons I didn't do it with y'all today, because when you're sitting, you want to get, like if you're on your bed, put some pillows right here where you can put your feet up on your pillows. So you'd want to put your feet up in the air, you know what I'm saying, on the pillows, and sit straight up. And that's putting an arch in that thing right there. So that's the way you would want to sit doing that technique. And just do is, you know, don't hyperventilate. Just and just breathe. And that is helping open up the chakra energy for your sacral chakra, your feminine sacral chakra. And then another thing that we tend to forget in life is ourselves. And we do for everybody, and we do for everybody, and we do for everybody. And we don't ever take time to do for ourselves. You know, people my age, their kids are grown now. They're hitting retirement age, and they're going through a crisis saying, oh my God, I'm lost. I got nothing. I got nobody. But you do, you have yourself, and you've lost yourself along the way. And now is the time to re-find yourself. Don't get stuck in the house. Don't sit at home. Enjoy life. That's what you're here for. You are put on this earth for God to see your interpretation of how you can enjoy this life. And we are all here to help each other. And that's what we have to do. We have to accept who we are. I didn't put on a lot of makeup today. I didn't even roll my hair. It's just straight as it can be, because I'm okay with who I am when I'm not dressed up for everybody else. You know, I dress up for me too sometimes, but a lot of times I dress up because where I'm going, I need a dress for this event. So it's okay just to be you. And that's what this sacral chakra is about, just accepting me. I am beautiful. I am me. I am perfect the way this world wanted me to be. This is who I am. And don't hide that. Don't be scared. Don't live in fear. If you're living in a relationship that you have fears that you can't be yourself, you can't speak your piece, you're not in a healthy relationship. I'm just sorry. You're just not. You need to be happy. Your home is your happy place. You need to bring it home. And you need to be you at home. You need to be you here. And you can do that without, you know, I know when you go to work, you have to be a certain way, and that's okay. But we all have to connect with who we are. Be who you say you are. Keep your word and do these things. And you will have a good, open, healthy chakra. But what we have to do in the meantime is work on these chakras. So today I want to do a meditation with y'all. And what I want you to do is put if you're right-handed, I want you to put your right hand on top, your dominant hand on top. If you're left-handed, put your left hand on top. It doesn't matter which. Just whichever your dominant hand is, put it on top. And then connect your thumbs like this. Can you see? Okay. And then I'm so short. I want you to bring it all the way down as low as you can, two fingers below your belly button. So it's looking like that. Okay. And then I want you to do the abdominal breathing that we were talking about earlier. And you can do this with your eyes open, because I want y'all to interact with me on this one. And I'm going to say something, and I want y'all to repeat it after me. And just when you're breathing, try to stay concentrating on your breathing, keeping it deep in your belly. You want that deep abdominal breathing. So get your hands down to your chakra. Okay. And this is just going to be an affirmation. That's what an affirmation meditation, I guess is what you could call it. So, Kathy, you ready with the music? And y'all just repeat after me. Say it out loud. Say it with attitude. Mean what you say.
Can you
Okay,
do the music?
Okay. Start your breathing. Say, I respect myself. I accept myself. And I accept myself and others just the way they are. I am at peace with my life. I nurture those in need. I accept help when I'm in need. My emotions are free to flow. I'm okay with what I have to say.
My emotions are free to flow, and I'm okay with what I have to say.
I deserve the best in life.
I deserve the best in life.
I deserve pleasure in life.
I deserve pleasure.
I communicate my needs clearly. I build and keep happy relationships. I am divine. I am love. I am beautiful. I enjoy connecting with my inner joys and hopes. I love myself. I have the right to feel the way I feel. Now, BAM, B-A-M, just say it. BAM. Hold it as long as you can. Just keep saying BAM. Do that 3 times. BAM. That's beautiful. And you just have to tell yourself these things because we are beautiful and we're just the way God made us to be. And how we feel is important. And when I work with this chakra, I believe in the color wheel theory. You know, I've mentioned it to y'all before a lot. And the opposite of orange is blue on the color wheel. So a lot of times, that's your throat chakra, speaking your piece. And a lot of times part of what blocks your sacral chakra is your inability to speak your piece. So you kind of want to work on those together. You know, say what you feel. You don't have to say things in a mean way. You can say things and get your point across. And if it gets to the point where, you know, there's no misunderstanding or you can't come to an understanding, then just, you know, let that go then. But find your peace in life. Find your joy in life. Tell yourself every day, I'm beautiful. I am perfect the way I am. I am the way the universe wanted me to be. And be feminine.
That's beautiful. Be your feminine. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you. That was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. And I hope everybody got to hear the music and hear her. We did that right at the end. So hopefully that worked. Yeah. Joy. Everybody says, I'm all about joy. And it's really in your sacral chakra. That's where it harnesses, you know, that passion and just unlocks and creates this joy in your being in all different ways. It doesn't have to be sexual. You know what I mean? It can be, and that's awesome for you. You know what I mean? Because we have all these beings with us. So it, you know, it just let it flow, you know, let it flow is how you feel comfortable letting it flow. Is it just having a cup of tea and relaxing and just sitting by the fire and feeling warm and cuddly with somebody that you love? It could be a human, it could be an animal, you know, and just and absorb the love and the creating. And part of the creation process, a lot of people ask me that, you know, how do I manifest a lot of things? Is that I open my sacral chakra. This is how I'm getting my connection. This is how I'm stirring up my passion and stirring up my joy and stirring up all my energies to start unlocking different areas to shoot it out as a generator. So yeah, tennis was just saying and comments is creative art, working with it, you know what I mean? Unleash that creativeness. It could be with art, it could be with music, it could be with so many things. It could be with your body. There's yogic positions and things like that. Dana was showing that, you know, that one part breathing, we put our body up a little bit, our legs up, you know, that's a position for our body to just connect a little bit more with that area, you know, to heal that area, to complete it. Because it does get in our society, the sacral chakra is definitely being worked on the other side, on one side of not so great. You know, we need that extra love, we need that extra support, and you know, and awaken that center and not be scared of it, because it's very powerful. And so some people shut it off. It's not that they mean to, it's just that they don't want that center to be awakened. You know, it's too passionate, you know, a little bit too much vibration. But allow it to harmonize with your body and just give that symphony. It's part of your symphony. So I'm just looking around, just seeing if anybody has any questions. And I don't think I have anybody wanted to add anything else.
I just would like to add that the best thing to do for your sacral chakra you were talking about is to dance outside in the rain, butt naked if you can. If you live in the woods like me, that puts you at a level you never felt before.
I bet.
Even if you have clothes on, dancing in the beach, the natural rain coming over you, it's like a total clearing. And you know, not when it's lightning, obviously, but yeah, that's a great feeling, just to go out there and just do whatever it is you want to do in the rain and get in touch with that child side in you and just let it go. Let it go, let it go.
Exactly.
That was one thing I was going to bring up too, is that when we brought up the art, that, you know, sacral is related to that creative expression. So, You know, I'm an art coach as well, so I use that in my practice, and like really pull out the orange crayons and, you know, just draw, or pull out the orange paint and just paint. Don't worry about what the end product is, just worry about the actual. And paint is great for that, because, you know, it's very sensual, right? When you get that paint going on the brush, like with acrylics, or if you like oils, I prefer acrylics, but that it's just the feel of it on paper, you know. I just get those big, the ones you use for kids, the big art pads with the foolscap stuff, you know, and just let it go, right? Just be creative with it, and that can really help you open up as well.
And if you ever notice that when you do anything creative and you're open to it, it really opens your whole being up. I mean, it's kind of like when I do child's Reiki class, I have them draw a big portrait, like that's what I imagine, when that big piece of paper, and they just draw and they just paint, and they paint their energetic systems and stuff like that, but whatever they want, but they're opening up, you know what I mean, in class, instead of being so nervous and stuff. So that reminded me, that's a great step to open people up, you know, do something creative and exciting.
And people say, well, I can't afford the canvases, but you can go to thrift stores and buy pictures that people already painted for $1, and you get this great big huge canvas. And then you can go home and you don't feel like you've spent $50 on a canvas that looks like crap. Paint over it again. When you get through that, get tired of looking at it, paint it again. That's what canvas is for.
Yep. Yeah. There's if you go to you can get big rolls of paper, I mean big ones for newspapers. You go to the newspaper place and they have them in the back alley, like the back delivery areas. They just have them against their, I've been to 4 states and they all do the same thing, and they just pile them on the back, and you could take them. You could ask the people, but they'll say it's free because they can't use that roll or ream of paper. And so you could sit there and just have reams of paper and just have fun and throw it away if you want to at the end, you know.
Where's that at?
If you go to a newspaper plant, okay, a distributor, if you go to the bottom, if you just drive around to the back to the delivery area, you'll see big rolls of paper. I mean, big rolls. I do it for all my kids' classes. I'll take them and just so let they can have them. And the big reams, so you're going to need a little bit of a car space, you know what I mean, to put them in, and you just put them in. And they're great for packaging clothes and you know, moving and stuff like that. I do all my dishes and stuff. Yeah. And I was in the antique business and moved out households. That's what we did. It was a lot. And you won't believe how much paper is on them, you know. Yeah.
I think people are really afraid to step out of their comfort zone, but what they don't understand that if you can keep your chakras balanced, keep your energy flowing, amazing things happen when you step out of your comfort zone every time. Even if it doesn't turn out how you thought it might turn out, it will be a learning experience that you'll always be grateful, always.
Just even the fact that you're proud of yourself stepping out and you did it and you survived. No matter what happened, you did survive, and it will get better each time. Yeah. Anybody else would like to add anything before we end? So I have like a little grid over here. I'm just going to go over, bring an incentive card. My girlfriend bought me this deck, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's a, we're going to do this one. It's called Marvelous Me. I'm gonna play on it with Reiki Studio with people, but it is just when I got the deck for this segment right here, is just guiding you how you can connect with your sacral. So I'm courageous. I just like we just talk about stepping out of our space. I am courageous. So it gives you little information of just positive, beautiful things. So maybe everybody's watching and feels comfortable a little bit. Is step out of your comfort zone with your sacral area, you know, allow it to flow. Maybe, you know, go swimming, dancing, or painting, or do something today, or something creative, and connect to your creativeness. Connect to your beautiful feminineness, you know, maybe do what Dana showed us, you know, a little bit more of the breathing techniques and stuff, and see how you feel the rest of the day. step out of it. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Be courageous, you know? I am courageous. So I'll probably do something. I got to figure out what I'm doing. I think I'm going to do Dana's breathing thing. I think I really like that. Put my feet up and, you know, I have to rewatch it and see what she did. But, you know, so enjoy your being, enjoy what it has, these beautiful, magical frequencies we have, and we can explore, and we can always go deeper with them. Always, 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 always. So thank you, Reiki Studio, for joining us. And please put any replies down or comments or questions. This panelist will go back over to the feed and answer any questions that you have for them, okay? So thank you so much. And I appreciate you for being here and spreading your light, giving yourself a moment of love and support and rest and whatever you need. Thank yourself for being present right now with us, for just saying, hey, I'm trying something.